Women girls of Reddit, what are the cutest most wholesome first date options that we guys don't think about? The cutest first date I ever went on was to our local science museum's adult night. Getting to tinker and experiment with everything was awesome, and watch him light up like a child was awesome. Us nerds do love to tinker. I took a girl to a board game cafe on our first date. We are getting married next May. Man, I wish there were board game cafes here. Also congrats on the marriage and such, smiley. Aquariums. It's fun to watch someone react to all the neat critters, and you'll have a unique experience to look back on. I was also just about to say aquarium or zoo. I just want to look at some freaking animals and know that someone else enjoys animals just as much as I do. Plus, there is always something to talk about. I chose my own, but I took him skydiving. The tense lead up let us nervously laugh together, and then afterwards we compared notes. Plus the guys we were strapped to in the plane leaned us together so we could kiss. If that's both of your styles, I'd go for it or something like it. On a first date. What's date 2? Donating kidneys. After having some extremely terrible first dates, I told the guy I was talking to that I wasn't really comfortable going on a date. One night he asks if I'd like to run a couple of errands with him. He took me to a store where he bought a bunch of candy, and after leaving the store he pointed to this really old and small theater and asks if I would like to check it out. After the movie, he asks me if I was as hungry as he was, and proceeded to treat me to a great dinner. The MF tricked me into a perfect date night. Sneak. 100. I love street food festivals. You can have food from around the world and have great convo prompts. I live in a city that has literal food truck conventions. Every few weeks, dozens and dozens of food trucks meet up together, sort of like a car show. They all gather in the same location, and it becomes an absolute showcase of food from every part of the world. There are taco trucks, every variety of BBQ, smoked and grilled, hot dog trucks, dessert trucks, Greek food trucks, Thai, Moroccan, Indian, Chinese, and nearly everything you can imagine. If you want a unique first date with lots of chances to interact with yourselves and others, often natives of whatever nation's food they offer, this is an amazing experience. Totally love going to these events. One of my cutest first dates was with a guy who took me out to the country area he and his family lived to go stargazing away from light pollution. We laid down on a big fluffy blanket and he pointed out the various constellations and told me their myths and which were his favorite. He was really into astronomy. My first date with my fiance, he picked me up and we went out to lunch at a local restaurant and talked, and then we stopped by the gas station, bought a bottle of wine and went home, drank, and watched B-flick movies, laughing and joking about all the filming acting mistakes. Wouldn't trade it for the world. I can't imagine too many girls would be down with, hey, let's go out to the woods where the lights of the city can't reach us. I want to show you something on a first date. Go to the park and make soap bubbles or paper airplanes. Play a sport like badminton, tea and watercolor painting. Trampoline park. Bookstore. I had a pretty good first date once in a quiet bookstore. We ended up sitting in a small upstairs room looking at pictures of WW2 tanks while he nerded out about them. If you have dogs, go to a dog park with them. There are trampoline parks. Holy fuck, I have been missing out. Be careful on them. I fractured my ankle at one and the guy at the hospital said 7th person this month from there. I've been on a few really creative dates. One date, we were blindfolded and dueled with paintbrushes, dipped in paint of course. Then it ended in an all-out brawl with paint-filled squirt guns and water balloons. I've been on a group date where we played silent hide-and-seek tag in a massive library. Edit. Forgot to add we were all wearing ugly Christmas sweaters for some reason. It wasn't Christmas. We had the hardest time trying to be quiet in the library when we were all dying of laughter. For another date, a guy I knew was super into my roommate. He and his 2 roommates asked out myself, that girl, and one of our other roommates. We all dressed up like the characters from the board game Clue, and the guys set their house up like the game board, complete with a mannequin victim. We all ran through the house playing live action Clue, wielding a rope and a pipe and a banana with revolver written on it in Sharpie. That guy and girl are now married with 2 kids. One of my early dates with my boyfriend We went to Goodwill and had 5 minutes each to pick out the ugliest outfit we could find for the other person. Then we put on our outfits and went to see the movie with the lowest score on Rotten Tomatoes, which at the time was 50 Shades of Grey. Dates are fun. I might genuinely try out the last one. That sounds like it could be fun. Although 50 Shades is a terrible choice for a first date movie, hopefully mine's not that bad. This guy quickly became obsessive, but I did hugely appreciate his first date idea. I really like to draw, paint, etc. so he decided to take me out by a dam, where there were picnic tables. Love to hike to BTW, and we followed a Bob Ross painting tutorial together. He bought all the stuff for that, and bought me a flower and a coffee. It was really nice that someone paid attention to the stuff I liked and based that around our first date. What a great first date. How did it go downhill, if you don't mind me asking? He was good at the computer, bragged about hacking people's Facebooks and such. Us having dates and hanging out did not last even a whole week. He asked me to go get him a drink and I walked in on him trying to get in my phone. This next part, I might have just been super paranoid about the previous facts, but I was looking up dent repair kits on Amazon right before I had started talking to him, and I had brought up the scratch on my car while hanging out with him, and he word for word said, "Why don't you get a dent repair kit or something?" He also said something else that I swear I had searched or said to someone over text, but I can't remember. Coincidence, IDK, but I was really paranoid he was watching my stuff, lol. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you can see when I upload new daily content. Goodbye.